The elders say, when you slap a lion thinking it is asleep, do not be surprised when it bites off your hand. And yesterday morning, Saturday, January 17th, 2026, a band of heavily armed criminals in Kaduna State learned this lesson in the most brutal way possible. Reports are flooding in right now from credible military sources that a large contingent of bandits attempted what can only be described as a suicide mission. They attacked a fortified Nigerian army base in Beningwari local government area, armed with AK-47 rifles, improvised explosive devices, and the kind of arrogance that gets men killed. They rode in on motorcycles, guns blazing, shouting and firing into the air, convinced they could overrun the soldiers and loot the armory. But what they met was not fear. What they met was fury. Within minutes, the Nigerian troops turned that base into a killing ground. The bandits came to steal. They left in pieces. This is not just another security report. This is a statement, a message sent directly to every criminal gang hiding in the forests of the Northwest. The days of attacking military formations and getting away are over. The Nigerian Army of 2026 has had enough, and yesterday morning, they proved it with overwhelming firepower. If you want to know exactly how our gallant soldiers dismantled this bandit operation, recovered a mountain of weapons, and sent these criminals running for their worthless lives, stay with me till the end of this report.
This story is developing rapidly and new details are emerging every hour. To stay ahead of the updates on this case and other critical security developments across Nigeria, ensure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a breaking report. Now, let me take you inside what happened at that base in Beningwari. According to military intelligence officers who spoke under condition of anonymity, the attack began at approximately 5:47 a.m. yesterday morning. The bandits, numbering over 50 fighters, approached the base from 3 different directions. This was coordinated. They had clearly been watching the base for days, maybe weeks, studying the patrol patterns, the shift changes, the weak points. They believed they had found the perfect moment to strike. They were wrong. The first wave came from the eastern flank, riding motorcycles in groups of 3 and 4, firing their rifles wildly to create panic. The second wave attacked from the northwest, attempting to flank the main gate. The third group, the smallest but most dangerous, tried to breach the southern perimeter with explosives. Their plan was textbook bandit strategy: create chaos, overwhelm the defenders with noise and numbers, grab whatever you can, and vanish into the forest before reinforcements arrive. But they miscalculated one critical factor. These soldiers were not green recruits. These were battle-hardened men who had faced Boko Haram in Borno, fought ISWAP in Yobe, and hunted bandits across Zamfara and Katsina. They were ready. The moment the first gunshot echoed across the base, the troops did not scramble, they did not panic, they moved with precision. Within seconds, machine gun positions were activated. The soldiers returned fire with such intensity that the initial bandit charge was stopped cold. Witnesses from nearby villages reported hearing continuous gunfire for nearly 40 minutes. 40 minutes of non-stop combat. The bandits quickly realized they had walked into a trap of their own making. The soldiers were not just defending, they were hunting. By 6:30 a.m., the tide had completely turned. The bandits began to retreat, abandoning their motorcycles, throwing down their weapons, and fleeing on foot into the surrounding bushland. But the Nigerian army was not finished. Surveillance drones had already been deployed overhead, tracking every movement, every escape route. The air component was scrambled, and within minutes, helicopter gunships arrived on the scene. What followed was a systematic pursuit and elimination operation. The helicopters followed the fleeing bandits deep into the forest, marking their positions and coordinating with ground troops who moved in for the final assault. By the time the sun was fully up, the operation was over. The official count is still being verified, but preliminary reports indicate that at least 32 bandits were neutralized.
12 more were captured alive, wounded and unable to run. The weapons recovered paint a terrifying picture of what these criminals were planning. Troops seized 23 AK-47 rifles, 4 general-purpose machine guns, 17 improvised explosive devices, over 2,000 rounds of ammunition, and 14 motorcycles. This was not a raiding party, this was an invasion force, and it was destroyed. The message is clear. The Nigerian military is no longer on the defensive. They are taking the fight to the enemy, and they are